Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Wednesday, the 28th of May, 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai, all your posts put on chain. Well, let's see what we've got today. Let's get on with it. So we're going to have to talk about this Conor McGregor post. I mean, as far as I was concerned, there was absolutely nothing wrong with him just asking legitimate questions. But it looks like X has removed it. But then they were saying, oh, well, this post has been deleted by the author. But it doesn't actually look like it has when you click on learn more. So we'll have a look at that in just a minute. Again, now it's just saying like, yeah, post is unavailable. I think they're just trying to stop me from like getting in contact with him. Again, sort of like trying to get me to verify my own profile so I can be like him. I just do one, honestly. Go over this post with by Calvin Air. These goons like thinking that they're going to break the record with the most Bitcoin transactions in a day. Yeah, all right, whatever. Having a laugh at Michael Saylor. That time when JMac met a shitcoiner. We'll just touch on this article that we looked at briefly yesterday. I've got to go over Michael Saylor saying he's rejects on-chain proof of reserves. CSW has been going on about that as well. Some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then that will be the end of the show. Right, let's get into it.
Greg says he's Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terranode, you'll surely see.
All right, here we go, rock and roll. So yeah, let's talk about this. So we've got this post was deleted by the author, and this was me, obviously, trying to get hold of Conor McGregor, other people supporting the idea as well. So then it said this post was deleted by the post author, really, and then it says learn more. Oh my god! Verified. Didn't ask me to do this earlier. Now wants me to do it now. Like, what the hell? Look at this. Notices on X and what they mean. We may sometimes add a notice to an account. What's this about a notice? Because they're claiming that he's deleted it. Now they're saying that they've given it a notice. We may sometimes add a notice to an account or post to give you more context on the actions of our systems or teams or teams may take. In some instances, this is because the behavior violates the X rules. Other times, it may be in response to a valid or properly scoped request from an authorized entity in a given country. Below is a range of the notices you may come across when viewing an account or post. Like, notices on posts. I mean, like, it's just bullshit. I mean, there was literally nothing wrong with that post at all. Like, literally nothing. A picture of Donald Trump saying, look, we're going to have a crypto reserve. And he says, like, look, will people DM me? Because I'm not sure, I've heard that not all of these blockchains are decentralized. So it's just like, all right, well, I'll contact you. And then suddenly X has gone and taken the post down. Like, what the fuck? And here it is again. Here, look, when I was saying, look, DM me. But now it's saying the post is literally unavailable. Like, literally unavailable. But then they were saying, oh, we may sometimes, remove posts when they're deemed against the X rules. It's bullshit. It's censorship is what they're doing. I don't believe that I do not believe that Conor McGregor took that post down for 1 second. Like, not one. And when sort of looking at his profile, I always get this reminder saying, oh, Satoshi, you aren't verified yet. Get verified like the notorious MMA to stand out and get boosted. Reply reached, blah, 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 blah. Absolute bullshit. Verify me. Yeah, just give us your inside leg measurement and everything else and your number and your bank account and everything. All right, mate, whatever. Maybe if I didn't think you were crooked as fuck, I might do that. But no way. No way, Jose. Right, let's have a look at some. I think what was this I wanted to look at? This might be some CSW posts. So CSW is actually, he's been having a whale of a time on X, like almost too much fun, literally trolling Grok. Like literally, there is loads of questions that he's put. Look, so Grok, and then he's asking Grok again. I mean, literally, he's in his element, because he knows that AI is flawed. He knows it is flawed, like in terms of its shit, because all they do is just scrape information from all over the internet. And like, how are they able to scrape information from all over the internet? Obviously, because they're breaking copyright. And again, so it just goes to show you, it's one big club. All these kind of like things like Microsoft Paint, and what was the other one? Photoshop Pro and everything else. Suddenly it's just like, oh right, well actually, because you're using our platforms, in order to use and continue our platforms that you've been using for like over a decade, now you're going to have to allow us to access your content and not violate copyright. Like honestly, it's just absolutely outrageous what they've done. They've corralled everybody into being reliant on using their systems, and now said, right, you either use this or you don't, and we have to have access to your work and use it for content in AI. So, Craig knows this, and he's like absolutely all over this, like ripping the piss out of it, basically. He knows it. It's just AI. It can't think for itself. It just takes information, that's already out there. So the information out there is wrong, which we know it is, particularly on Bitcoin. Then AI isn't going to help you like at all. It's nuts. But he's got there's a really good point he made about the Mount Gox hack that I want to try and find after we get over all this Grok post. Look at that. That's him. Like he's still going on at Grok. Like he can't help himself. That's hilarious. He's asking him about his own qualifications and what Grok thinks about that. It's absolute BS. That AI, people are going to be using it, but just like, why? Do you not have a brain to use yourself? This is quite interesting. So he's going on about this reply here. The guy calls himself the Bitcoin J. He says, by lifting the cap on the block size, you increase the size of the blockchain and therefore reduce the number of nodes. Don't you see this as an issue? That is just absolute gaslighting, absolute BS. Oh, what? So in order to keep the node small, what? You're going to remove the signatures from the transaction data, are you? You're going to limit this. You're going to limit the scale of the network so that not everybody could use it, so that limitations and restrictions can be manufactured and the network be manipulated. Yeah, well done. No, the block size has to grow and the system becomes more professionalized. As CSW said, this ends in large accountable data centers, not on like some effing Raspberry Pi. And again, data centers have cost millions of dollars, and they want to be well regulated, and they want to make sure they're not breaking the law for anything. They want to be held accountable because they can't risk losing their operations that they've invested millions in. And they're going to be competing for the block fee, which is going to be absolutely astronomical when you consider literally you've got all the world's data. Literally, like Bitcoin will absorb the entire worldwide internet traffic. So the block fee is going to be absolutely astronomical. This here by this Bitcoin J, just absolute gaslighting. Utter shite. Let's see what he says here. The money flow is toward BTC and the currency flow, the fiat for currency fraud. And many companies are putting it on their balance sheet. Whatever coin you use might be good for peer-to-peer payments and scale, but it isn't getting the same investment. You talk well, but in my opinion, it's more that you are anti-BTC than pro another choice. Again, more gaslighting, absolute gaslighting. So let's see what Craig has responded to it here. I see how he said, yes, the sacred right of the pyramid priesthood, perched smugly at the top of multi-level marketing contraption, watching the lemmings below scramble for crumbs as the echo of number go up fades into the dull wheeze. Right on cue, just as the exponential glow dims and the curve flattens into the harsh geometry of economic reality. The charts begin again. Adoption, investment, innovation. Never mind, the S-curve is now tracing its way across the horizontal, gasping like a dying fish on a sandbar. Because let's be honest, it's not about growth anymore, is it? It's about an exit strategy. It's about dumping inventory before the pamphlets start peeling off the telephone poles and the Telegram groups go quiet. It's about selling the dream of future liquidity while silently praying for liquidity on your own. You keep pumping. You recite the catechism. of digital scarcity. You retweet Michael Saylor. You talk about company balance sheets and institutional flows as if inflows mean adoption and not just leveraged bets wrapped in regulatory hopium. You say store of value because saying greater fool theory would be impolite. You're not evangelizing. You're liquidating. You're not witnessing mass adoption. You're narrating a soft implosion and hoping no one notices the cracks until you've cashed out. Spot on, spot on. But by all means, keep going. After all, when you're perched on the top of the pyramid, every dump looks like a blessing. Wow. Yeah, and he's absolutely spot on. He's absolutely spot on. Right, let's find this one from Mount Gox. So it was quite a way down. Let's see if we can find it. There was a picture of a green character, like a Kermit the Frog or something that I saw. There we go, money laundering. Right, so have a look at this one. This is about Saylor, but he talks about Mount Gox in the same sentence. So Mount Gox was not attacked. That's a myth, a self-serving fiction propagated by fraud apologists and sycophants who would rather protect their cult leaders than admit the most obvious fact in Bitcoin's short, miserable financial history. It was embezzlement, not a hack, not a breach, not a vulnerability. Embezzlement, prolonged, intentional, covered up by secrecy and a refusal to be accountable. The addresses were known, the flow of funds was not. Why? Because no one demanded real-time proof, because security was used as the excuse to shut the blinds while the insiders drained the vault. Scathing, absolutely scathing, and he'll know this because everything is traceable on chain. And now, over a decade later, we see the same narrative revived, this time with greater audacity and an even bigger pile of bullshit. A public figure running a public company holding billions of digital assets outright rejects the notion of proof of reserves, not because it can't be done, not because it's insecure, but because it would expose embezzlement. That's what this is. Not caution, not competence, embezzlement. The idea that publishing Bitcoin addresses introduces security risks is a grotesque distortion. Every address is already on the blockchain. They are public by design. What they refuse to do is link those addresses to the company's books. Why? Because once that link exists, every transaction is visible. Every misuse, every diversion of funds, every intentional reshuffling masked as market activity becomes traceable, provable, and ultimately prosecutable. This isn't about preventing theft. It's about preventing discovery of theft already in progress. It's obfuscation. It is concealment. It is, in every practical sense of the word, embezzlement. The counter-argument to proof of reserves, this hand-waving about how it's dangerous, is complete fabrication. You proposed the solution, a public-facing, verifiable multi-signature structure. Not only is this technically feasible, it is cryptographically sound and standard practice in a regulated financial environment. With multi-signature funds can be distributed across multiple parties, requiring quorum approval to move. No identities need be published. No PII is disclosed. Only the structure is revealed. The addresses are made visible, and the signatures confirm control. This is not theoretical. It is deployed, audited, and robust. And it is being rejected by these actors, not because it's flawed, but because it would make ongoing embezzlement impossible. Let's state what it is in unvarnished legal terms. Under the Companies Act 2006, Section 386 and 389, accounting records must show and explain the company's transactions and disclose the financial position with reasonable accuracy. Section 393 requires that those records be true and fair. In crypto terms, that means traceable. That means verifiable. That means the company cannot hide behind pseudonyms and security threats or security theatre. They must publish what they hold. They must prove it. Failure to do so under cover of technical misdirection is not a compliance failure, it is embezzlement. And it's worse than simple theft. This is theft institutionalized, sanitized, and passed off as operational strategy. This is embezzlement masquerading as prudence. This is fiduciary fraud dressed in a black turtleneck, quoting white papers they no longer adhere to. The very notion that proof of reserve is dangerous should trigger every regulator, every investor, every auditor, because that phrase, proof of reserves is a bad idea, is not a red flag, it's a confession. No one said you had to reveal identities. You said publish the addresses, prove the assets, structure the access, enforce key separation with multi-signature, and provide policy-based controls. But they won't. Why? Because they are not interested in transparency. They're not interested in legality. They're only interested in creating a pocket of regulatory darkness where embezzlement can flourish under the guise of cybersecurity. To refuse proof of reserves in Bitcoin is to refuse the core principles of Bitcoin itself. To claim that publishing addresses is unsafe, to spit on the protocol's foundational architecture, and to actively conceal funds in a public company under the excuse that cryptographic transparency is too risky is not just negligent, it's willful, premeditated embezzlement. This is not about ideological indifferences. It's not about disagreement on best practices. This is about a corporate actor choosing fraud over disclosure, choosing concealment over accountability, choosing embezzlement over truth, and it's time to stop pretending otherwise. Oof, harsh words, harsh words. Jeepers. CSW certainly not pulling any punches in that one. Jeepers. You know, go straight for the jugular, as it were. Embezzlement and money laundering. You know, I mean, there's so many posts on here as well. I would love to catch up and go through them, but I haven't really got the time. Even though CSW is saying he has time to do all this kind of stuff, I have not got the intellectual capacity that he's got to be able to do this. I just can't do it. You know, there aren't enough hours in the day, as it were. You know, even just kind of like collating all this information and trying to put a show together, like, you know, people will be surprised how long it actually takes. Right, check this out. Moving on then. So this was a post here from Samath with Calvin Ayres' tweet. This was 11th of Jan 2020. And Calvin has said here, everyone smart has already crossed BTC into real Bitcoin BSV. I did this in my treasury and will now benefit from what is going to happen in 2020 in BSV world. Well, so this here is proof, and I would say evidence, that that Calvin absolutely 100% fully expected to see the economic power of the Tulip Trust being unleashed in 2020, as Craig said it would, with his rolling iceberg orders. But personally, I think that would have been a massive mistake. A massive mistake, because only CSW can scale this software, and that's really what we need. There's literally no one else that understands Bitcoin like he does, and has the tenacity that he's got, and the desire and the will to see this thing through. This is his legacy, like literally. So obviously I know a lot of people were hurt by that, including myself. I was fully geared up because I fully expected it to happen as well. But I'm exceptionally glad that it didn't, and I'm far more confident and comfortable and happy where we are now, knowing that Terranode will soon cometh. Yes, indeed, literally nobody has seen anything like it. There is now no more memory pool, which means instant confirmations. And literally 10 to the power of 11 transactions per second, billions of transactions per second, absorbing the entire world's internet traffic, and everybody literally, paying for the content to be uploaded via a micropayment, owning and controlling their own content on the world's first ever commoditized digital network for the entire world to use, and for commerce as well. It's literally for everything, I know that Truth Machine had a bit of an issue with that the other day. He said, you're saying that BSV is only for, commercial use, commercial and enterprise use case. Well, no, it's for everything. It's for everyone. Hence, we need a micropayment so the poorest people in the world can still use it for all of their digital requirements, for their businesses, for their supply chain management. It means that small businesses, particularly in third world countries, can now start to survive and thrive and start to grow. The entire world will improve. Literally, this is what we're looking at. I'm looking forward to. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So I did apologise to Calvin there. I was like, sorry, Cal, but now we have something better. Terranode cometh. Come on. Beauty. Beauty. Let's have a look at these clowns. Like, jeepers, look at this. So, is it Isabel Lusk or something? I said, we're going to break a world record with the most Bitcoin transactions in one day. Yeah. Good luck with that. But let's have a listen to what she says anyway. She sounds enthusiastic. She's good looking as well. Yeah, shame she's a shitcoiner. Here we go.
We're going to break the world record with the most Bitcoin transactions ever in one day. And we got all the POS devices, point of sale. That's what POS means. Ooh. And all you have to do is find Rockstar. He's going to give you a card with $20 worth of sats. And all you have to do is just purchase things. And that's literally all you have to do.
That's right, purchase things, you using your plastic.
And you will be participating in the world record of Bitcoin transactions.
And if you do a good job, a new card will be this one.
That would be amazing.
I like it.
It's her, right?
What you didn't print it?
Yeah.
She didn't print it.
No.
You didn't show me that. Oh, that was not me, though.
No, you did. See?
No.
See? This.
We're going to break the world record.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, I mean, what? So genuine Bitcoin has already done 1,700 transactions per second. Like, they honestly think they're going to be 1,700 transactions per second with, like, tap cards. Give me an effing break. It's hilarious when you think about it. But, I mean, they're just so misdirected. It's crazy. Quite a few people there are recommending me as being the greatest influencer on BSV. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just trying my best. This is really funny. BSV Godfather said, proof of reserves are bad and good. Michael Saylor trying to justify it. This cracks me up. I'm aware that BSV is Bitcoin and BTC is a fraud. I'd have to be an idiot to not know that. Oh dear, honestly, great stuff. Oh, let's so I did. Hey, still got a post there. So I posted another one to Conor McGregor. I'm sure it won't be long before X tries to take those down as well. Jeepers. All right. Let's carry on. Oh yeah, we just seen that one. That was really funny. That was really funny. Check this one out. So this was when JMac came across a shitcoiner. This is hilarious. What did I put here? That time when JMac met a shitcoiner with shit for brains. Yeah, I honestly,
JMac goes absolutely off on him here. It's hilarious. It's old, clunky, slow. Nobody will use Bitcoin.
Here we go. Let's bring this up a little bit. Here we go.
Nobody will use Bitcoin anymore. It's old, clunky, slow, expensive, with zero privacy. Nobody uses it. It's a piece of shit that the world has not understood yet.
So, John, just to play devil's advocate, because I want to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, there's a lot of ways that they're trying to add more privacy features to Bitcoin, right?
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Yes. Like there's a lot you can add to a Model T Ford to make it a fucking space rocket. Good God, wake up, my friend.
That's hilarious.
No, it's stupid. Fucking please, God. You look like a man with a brain. You know better than this. You fucking know better.
John, I agree with you on the need for privacy. It's just not a reality.
Not just privacy. Show me how the fuck you put a smart contract on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah, he knows it. You can't use it for anything.
Impossible. Well, what use is a goddamn blockchain without a smart contract? Everybody has a smart contract except Bitcoin. What about a distributed application?
He's talking about Gridcoin there,
Application. You can't put dApps.
Smart contracts there.
You can't put dApps on a. Please, God.
Oh, please God, please God. Oh my God. Like literally, like a shitcoin is like, oh, they're trying to improve privacy. It's like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Like, absolutely hilarious. Right, let's have a quick. I didn't get a chance to go through this yesterday because I was busy. So it's quite a big article. I haven't really got time to go through it all, but just do more than we did yesterday. So Musk confirms X Money beta testing ahead of planned 2025 launch. Initial testing of the payment and banking app will be limited because extreme care must be taken when people's savings are involved, Elon Musk wrote on X. X Money, the payment and banking app tipped by Elon Musk in 2022 after he acquired Twitter, has started beta testing. Musk confirmed in an X post on May 25th. Tesla's owners, Silicon Valley, a fan X account focused on Elon Musk and Tesla, took to X on May 25th to report that Musk had confirmed that X is launching X Money soon. So, I mean, what's X Money going to be? What, a stable coin? Something like that? He said this will be a very limited access beta at first. When people's savings are involved, extreme care must be taken. Yeah. The billionaire businessman subsequently jumped on the X thread to confirm the news, writing that the test will be a very limited access beta test at first. When people's savings are involved, extreme care must be taken, he wrote. X Money expects to launch 2025. Musk's confirmation comes amid X Money's planned launch this year, according to the platform's X account. Musk's silent confirmation on X Money trials followed a series of reports suggesting the platform may launch this year, based on alleged software code leaks in January. X has been actively working to obtain multiple transmitter licenses for X Money across the United States, having secured 41 such licenses at time of publication, according to the nationwide multi-stake licensing system. Some of the early public indications of Musk's plans to integrate payments onto X dates to October 2022, when Musk referred to his $44 billion Twitter acquisition as an accelerant to creating X, the everything app. Oh no, sounds like he's trying to convert it into sort of WeChat and like Alipay and all that. In 2023, Twitter rebranded to X with CEO Linda Yaccaron disclosing that the social media app planned to feature unlimited interactivity, support multiple media formats, and feature payments and banking. At the time, many speculated that the platform would likely support cryptocurrencies like Grapecoin. The platform apparently gathered more steam with the US President Donald Trump taking office in January and appointing Musk as the head of Department of Government Efficiency's Workforce Optimization Initiative. Heavily involved in administration through Doge, Musk quickly received pushback from US officials like the US Democratic Senator Cynthia Elizabeth Warren, no surprise there, who criticized X payment platform plans in February. Musk has lost money hand over fist on X, so he's had the idea of X becoming a big money platform where he would get everyone's personal finances data, Warren said, referring to Musk's effort to dismantle her agency, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So look, they're arguing about who gets everybody's personal financial data, because we know that is what this whole thing is ultimately about. You've got the Democrats wanting to get hold of everybody's financial data, pretending that that's not what they're doing, and then they're accusing Elon Musk of doing it. But it's like, was it Goebbels who said that, accuse those of that which you do yourself. It's just basic gaslighting. But sounds like a stable coin to me. And we've got here from CryptoSlate saying strategies Michael Saylor rejects on-chain proof of reserves due to liability. With over 850,000 Grapecoin held, strategies avoidance of proof of reserve disclosure raises eyebrows among critics. Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, is unlikely to adopt an on-chain proof of reserve disclosure for its substantial Grapecoin holdings. At the Grapecoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas, the company chairman, Saylor, dismissed the practice as a potential security threat, saying it exposes firms and users to unnecessary risks. Saylor made the comment while responding to a Blockware analyst, Mitchell Askew, who asked whether the world's largest corporate holder of Grapecoin would consider publicly sharing its wallet data. Rather than confirm or deny such plans, Saylor argued that revealing on-chain reserves creates attack vectors for malicious actors. Well, especially if it's on SegWit and Taproot protocol. I suppose it would do, actually. If you publish your wallets, that's an attack vector for hackers, nation-state actors, every type of troll imaginable. It creates so much liability, you should think twice before you ever do it. Saylor also pointed out that proof of reserves doesn't offer a complete picture of a company's financial health. Well, yeah, but it shows how many Gridcoin they've got. The Bitcoin bull acknowledged that while the initiative can confirm a firm's asset holdings, it doesn't account for liabilities or operational risks, which could potentially mislead observers about the firm's financial health. Community slams Saylor's statement. Yeah. I'll just read this a little bit then. Over the past years, proof of reserves initiatives have gained mainstream adoption following the shocking collapse of FTX in 2022. Since then, several crypto exchanges, including Binance, have published regular proof of reserves to regain their trust. In fact, Gridcoin spot ETF providers like Bitwise have also publicly listed wallet addresses tied to their products to support real-time verification. Market observers said these moves align with the core ethical principles of transparency within the BTC ecosystem. However, despite holding over 580,000 Gridcoin, strategy has not followed suit. Still, blockchain analytics firm Arkham Intelligence claims it has tracked down on-chain addresses linked to nearly all of Strategy's Gridcoin trove. Fair enough. Right, let's have a quick look at this. So that was 31 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. So on the 25th of May, Peter McCormack posted that the 25th of May will be known as Craig Riser Fraud Day. Well, mate, I suspect that will come back and bite you. So, which is why I'm recording this, to have a good old laugh at it later on. 25th of May 2021. Oh, look at that. Was Satoshi Talks interview with Stephen Matthews. I was one of the first people to track down the mysterious Stephen Matthews after reading the Satoshi Affair by Andrew O'Hagan. I was just like, whoa, who is this Stephen Matthews? Like, if anybody knows the story of Satoshi Nakamoto and Craig Wright, it's going to be Stephen Matthews. So I managed to track him down, and we've got an absolutely cracking interview here. Like, literally, if you haven't seen it, I would well recommend it. Obviously, because I interviewed him. It was absolutely brilliant. But Stefan interviews really well. Thought it was absolutely awesome. I loved that interview. It was great fun. Great fun indeed. So I shall maybe link that in the description. On the 26th of May 1940, the British broke the German secret code to decipher their message. The evacuation of Dunkirk on May 26th to June 4th. And that was a post there from Robin Zanotti. So when it said the British broke the German secret codes to decipher their message, I wonder if that was the Enigma machine that they broke at Bletchley Park, that they made the imitation game on. The movie, great movie, that one. 26th of May well, again, I mean, the reason that's interesting about the breaking the codes and all that is because we now know that the Second World War was nothing but a manufactured gold heist. That's it. Right, shocking. 26th of May 2011, looking back at this, Pizza Thread makes me sick. That was just a post on Bitcoin Talk. The 27th of May 1946 was when SEC versus WJ Howico 1946 was decided. May 27th, look at that. Supreme Justice course. So that is how we know that the banks are committing securities fraud. And they've known this all along. And the regulators should know this all along. But have they done anything about the banks committing securities fraud on everybody? No, because they're financed by the banks. And they've been told that producing securities fraud is fine because they're the banks. Honestly, absolutely outrageous. That's going to come back and bite them, hopefully. But they'll want to get rid of that one. And then the 28th of May, we've just got some more posts here on the Bitcoin Talk. Just amazing look back at Bitcoin history. Thought it was phenomenal. 29th of May, obviously tomorrow, and then 30th of May was when the US soldiers killed a 13-foot monster descended from biblical times and reported in the Mirror in Afghanistan, known as the Giant of Kandahar. Just absolutely phenomenal. And again, it's all the information that the cabal are desperate to hide from us, including Bitcoin. So there we go. We'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, if you enjoyed these updates, please ding your donations for your appreciation to either Satoshi@Semi.com, Handcash.io, RockWallet.me, Simply.cash, Relaser.com, or Senti.ch. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.